So in the past couple of days at Packers minicamp, there was a lot of news coming out about Sean Clifford struggling. On the first day, he threw 3 interceptions to Zane Anderson, and then yesterday he threw another interception, making it 4 interceptions in the 2 days at Packers minicamp. And of course, right now, with the Packers drafting Michael Pratt in the 7th round QB out of Tulane, Sean Clifford and Michael Pratt are competing for that backup role behind Jordan Love. And Sean Clifford did win the job last year against Alex Magoo. And now there is some more competition here for Sean Clifford with the Packers drafting another quarterback. And so with him struggling, he did speak with some reporters. He spoke with Bill Huber. I'm going to share some quotes here where Sean Clifford sort of goes into why he thinks he was having some issues the past couple days at Packers minicamp. So here's from an article from Bill Huber, Sports Illustrated. I'll leave it linked in the description if you want to read the whole thing. But here it is. I didn't play my best football the last 2 days, which is frustrating because I felt like I was making a lot of progress the first 2 weeks, Clifford said at the conclusion of minicamp on Wednesday. There's a little bit of overthinking. It comes down to reading with my feet. I'm trying to make that next step. I feel like when I get up to the line, I can really see the call, feel the defense, but then there's also that other part of overthinking. The last week, I just got into that overthinking, slower in my reads, not giving guys as much of a chance. And so that's that one thing, with young players who are developing and growing, especially at quarterback, is that mental part. We know there's so much that gets put on these quarterbacks' plates when it comes to the plays and just managing the entire offense, the offensive line. And Sean Clifford has now been here for a year, so I would say he probably has a head start when it comes to versus Michael Pratt because he does have that experience here in Green Bay with the Matt LaFleur scheme and offense. But still, it looks like there's ways he can grow, just sort of stop thinking as much. And last preseason, I think we saw the type of quarterback Sean Clifford is, where he's not afraid to go out there and just sling it. And maybe in the past couple of days, it sounds like he sort of got away from that a little bit. He was still slinging it, but just overthinking a little too much, which led to some bad decisions. Then continue here in the article. Clifford talked to starting quarterback Jordan Love, coach Matt LaFleur, and offensive assistant and former NFL quarterback Sean Mannion about what went wrong, but he's not going to dwell on it. After all, he's overcome much worse days in his career. Clifford laughed when asked if the 4 interceptions would infect his mindset in his battle with Pratt to be Love's backup. He says, "It's all love at the end of the day," he said of the quarterback room. I think when you're looking at it from the outside in, you would think of it as a very, very rigorous competition. You might feel like there's bad blood, but really, at the end of the day, this group is awesome. Mike getting added was fantastic. I'm super excited for him, speaking about Michael Pratt. Obviously, Jay Love is our leader. He's one of, if not, the best quarterback in the league right now. It's cool to watch because you just see him making those steps, and it's like, okay, where can I find mine as well? From a competition perspective, at the end of the day, let's just be honest. It's either Jordan, me, Mike, or some other guy in the league. They can bring in anybody at the end of the day, so I'm going to try to put out on my best self and continue to get better. So it sounds like these guys have a close relationship when it comes to this quarterback room, and even though they are competing for that backup role, they still seem to be supportive of one another, which I think is a good spot for a quarterback room to be in. But at the end of the day, it does come down to, the competition that's coming up in training camp and preseason for that backup role. And Sean Clifford, I think, had a head start with him having a year in the system. But Michael Pratt seems to be having some nice days out there at practice. When I've just looked at the reporters' tweets and sharing it with you guys, it just sounds to me, at least from the reporting, there's a lot more, at least the past 2 days, Sean Clifford thrown 4 interceptions. Michael Pratt has seemingly been playing better the past couple of days from what I've seen. But of course, it's only 2 days in minicamp. We can't take these 2 days and have a conclusion for what's going to happen for the season. But once training camp comes around, the preseason, and we see the full body of work they put out there, then we'll have a better idea of what's going to happen here for the backup role in Green Bay. And hopefully, the backup never has to play this season. Jordan Love stays healthy. But I think we've seen in years past just how many injuries there can be at the quarterback position. And so Brian Gutekunst is very, he wants to make sure that they are solid there at the quarterback position, which is why even though he drafted Jordan Love a few years back, drafted Sean Clifford last year, round 5, you would think, okay, that's probably enough quarterbacks, right? Nope. drafts Michael Pratt in the 7th round. And so Gutekunst always wants to bring in quarterbacks. It's been a theme in Green Bay for decades. Even having Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, they still consistently drafted different quarterbacks because it's always good to be developing guys in the back. You never know when you're going to need a backup. And so that's sort of how the backup quarterback competition is going right now. If you want more Packers content, feel free to follow me on X/Twitter at LukeBeller3, linked at the top of the description. And subscribe if you want more Packers content here on YouTube. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.